Last night in Game 2, the Rockies were tripling up. They had 2 triples in the game, ended up winning 6-2 against the Padres after dropping the first game of the series. They bounced back in a big way, a lot of power, and they take Game 2 6-2. The rubber game of the 3-game series is today. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Mark Rent, and welcome to Padres baseball. We know all about Freddie Galvis and his slick fielding shortstop play. He is leading off today, and right now powering up. The home runs are coming in bunches.
Seems like a nice formula. You hit home run, you bat leadoff. Be the second time Freddie Galvis would do just that. So Andy Green's thinking, hey, he's got a little bit of pop. He can spray the ball over the whole field. But I remember Freddie Galvis was acquired by the Padres, and I called some people in Philadelphia that said, yeah, you know what? He'll hit 12 to 15 home runs. Well, he's on pace to probably hit about 15. The nitro zone is down and into that slider, and he launched this one up in the second deck. So the slick fielding, the home runs coming in bunches for Freddie Galvis down the stretch. Hopefully he can pay off today in the leadoff spot with an extra base hit, or hey, Freddie, hit another home run to get on the board early.
Last night, the Rockies got good starting pitching from John Gray. Today, it's Kyle Freeland looking for his 12th win of the year.
Another homegrown Rocky in the system coming up and paying dividends at the big league level. We saw John Gray. He ironed some things out in AAA. Now Kyle Freeland, the local kid, goes after these guys today, and he's done really well. This kid is making his 26th start. Throws pretty much everything up there, but his last 9, 4-1. It all boils down to confidence. I think John Gray went down and ironed some things out, not worrying about his last pitch. Kyle Freeland has been very, very confident in all of his pitches, pounding the strike zone. He'll walk a hitter here and there, but focus on his changeup. He's throwing 2-0 changeups to righties and lefties alike. Before in the year, he wasn't doing that. He's throwing to both lefties and righties, so key on that changeup today from Kyle Freeland.
Chance for the Padres to win the series today in Denver. It's the Padres and Rockies in Game 3. And coming up, Joey Lucchese continues to develop at the big league level. Bob Scanlon joins us next. We'll hear from Andy Green, the manager, from Coors Field in Denver after this. Brought to you by Petco, the pet company, and by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. Padres and Rockies in Game 3 of the series. Before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Bob Scanlon.
Thank you, Don. Joey Lucchese making his 20th Major League start today, and as the case is with most young players, there have been some ups, there have been some downs, and that's normal. But when you get off to a hot start like Lucchese did, sometimes there can be an unrealistic expectation as to how the growth pattern should continue. The skipper, Andy Green, explains.
Growth is never some clean linear ascent to greatness. Like, you have peaks and you have valleys, and what you got to look back over the whole course of the year is that your peaks are higher and your valleys are higher too, and then you're making progress. And there's not a person you look at their outings and see from April all the way through August, this guy just got better every single time he towed the rubber. It's really what's the trend line say. And for us, we're very pleased with the way he's pitched this year, his first year, but he still has growth out in front of him. Like, we think there's more inside of him. They've done a lot of work in the bullpen to work on some things between starts here, and we're hoping some of that pays dividends the next time he steps up there, and that's just part of his growth story.
When you consider that Lucchese has allowed 3 earned runs or less in 15 of his 19 starts so far, and 2 or less in 12 of those, you can see that the pattern has been pretty strong. Everything is going in the right direction. He'll try to continue that today. Remember, his last outing, 6 innings, no earned runs. He'll try to do that again as the Padres go for the series win. Spangenberg, Galvis, Hosmer, they've all been swinging the hot bats. They'll try to give Lucchese some run support. Padres, Rockies coming up next right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, it's time now for our Saquon Pick the Stick. Fans, you can decide who you're with by tweeting out #I'mWith, the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick. If you're right, you can win a free lunch buffet for 2 at Saquon Casino. You must be 18 and older to win. Those are our picks today as the Padres and Rockies wrap up the series here on a beautiful day in Denver. Not a cloud in the sky as we get it started. It's time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 87 degrees northwest breeze at 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy is the forecast for the remainder of the day, and the wind right now blowing in hard from left field, so blowing in, not out today at Coors Field as we get it started. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon with you for the finale of this series and the end of the first leg of this 2-city tour for the Padres, who after the game today will travel to Los Angeles to get ready for their 3-game series beginning tomorrow night against the Dodgers. Matt Holliday is back in a Rockies uniform. It seems so strange, but after spending the bulk of the year off, going to AAA, signing with the Rockies, and now today called up and starts in left field for Colorado after being called up from AAA Albuquerque just yesterday. It is remarkable to see him back in a Rockies uniform again. Let's check out the Padres starting 9 today, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Freddie Galvis going to lead it off at shortstop with Jose Perella at second base. Eric Hosmer at first base with Hunter Renfroe in left field. Franmil Reyes in right with Corey Spangenberg at third. Manuel Margot in center bats seventh. A.J. Ellis does the catching eighth. And Joey Lucchesi bats out of the 9 spot for the Padres. Today they'll deal with Kyle Freeland getting the start for Colorado.
The Denver native, 25-year-old, making his 26th start. He ranks 6th in the National League with an ERA of 2.96. Throws the fastball, cut fastball, changeup, and slider, but keep an eye on the changeup. Before, he used to just throw it to righties. He's throwing it to righties and lefties alike, and his confidence is through the roof. He's throwing the ball extremely well right now. Let's check out the defense for the Colorado Rockies, brought to you by the San Diego Cadillac dealers. 7-time All-Star. He's back. Rejuvenate this club hopefully down the stretch. Matt Holliday in left field. Charlie Blackmon at center. Dahl is in right. On the infield, third to first, Arenado, Story, LeMahieu, and Desmond. Behind the plate, Chris Iannetta catching Kyle Freeland.
Well, who will forget 2007 for the San Diego Padres in the one-game playoff in 163. And of course it was Matt Holliday coming in from third base and never touched the plate. We look at it again. Don't have to tell Padres fans it was sufficiently blocked. You were talking about Barrett before, and you know, it's amazing how that was pretty well blocked right there.
Yeah, he did a good job with his left foot protecting home plate. He did not come up with it cleanly. Home plate umpire Tim McClellan delays with the call. I was surprised Michael didn't pick up the ball and then tag him, but it is what it is. Thanks for reminding us, everybody, and let's see if he actually touches home plate today.
Well, he's in left field today getting the start as Freddie Galvis, for the second time in 3 games, leads it off and chops one to short. Trevor Story, equidistant between second and third, fires to first for out number 1. So one shortstop to another, one away here in the first inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Spoil the Rockies' Holiday. Just talked about Matt Holliday being in left field, the 7-time All-Star, and launch for Lucchesi. I want to see launch angle off the bats of these Padres and giving Joey Lucchesi a little bit of a pad as he pitches this final game of the series.
One down here in the first inning for Jose Perella, batting second. Christian Villanueva going on the DL today, suffering that fractured right middle finger on Wednesday. Carlos Suaje coming back to the Padres to replace Villanueva. Well, Myers listed as day-to-day after taking that ground ball off his nose. Required a couple stitches last night, but appears to be okay. No fracture of any kind.
Yeah, I'm sure he's hurting a little bit, getting hit right in the melon, right in the nose.
You ever been hit in the nose before?
I have. Little League. I still remember it. I was playing center field.
Ooh.
High fly ball, and I took my eye off the ball to check the runner at third. Next thing I know, my face just went numb.
It's a liner down the right field line, foul.
And all of a sudden, I put my hand up to my face, and there's blood dripping in between my fingers.
Oh. So I guess you have been hit in the nose, and I don't get to do it then.
And you know what? That night, after morning Little League practice, I went home with my buddies and we played ball. I wore a catcher's mask on the farm where we had our little makeshift baseball field, and I played a game that night with the guys in the neighborhood. How about you? You ever get hit in the nose?
I have been hit in the nose, but it was in basketball, not in baseball.
Elbow?
Elbow
Boxing,
and the ball.
Yeah.
Itself.
It hurts.
Yeah. Opposite field, and that's in for a base hit. First base runner to reach today for San Diego. Jose Perella reaches out. It's a base hit to right field.
You know, we've seen swings from Jose Perella that he comes out of his shoes. Doesn't matter what the count is. 2-0, 0-2, full count, 3-0, whatever the count. He's trying to maybe hit one out of the ballpark, but this one right here kind of shortens up just a little bit. Maybe a late on that, just a tad. But drives it the other way to break up the no-hitter.
So 1 out, 1 on. Eric Hosmer standing in. Middle infield at double play depth right now for the Rockies. Known as him jumping back out of the way. For Hosmer coming in at 259, 13 homers, 54 runs batted in. field, and the outfield playing for him to go the other way. Close pitch, but it's outside.
Mentioned about Kyle Freeland in our game open about how he's a homegrown Rocky. Gray, homegrown Rocky, first rounder. Freeland, first rounder, 2014. Anderson, first rounder. You see the theme here?
Ground ball right side. LeMahieu was the second for one to first for two. Double play. 4-6-3 on the Twin killing. Padres don't score. Rockies are coming up. First inning, and let's check out the Rockies starting nine for Bud Black. Charlie Blackmon in center field leading it off with DJ LeMahieu at second base. Nolan Arenado at third base with Trevor Story, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. Matt Holliday getting the start and batting fifth in left field. Ian Desmond at first base. David Dahl is in right field. Chris Iannetta does the catching, day game after the night game. And Kyle Freeland batting out of the number 9 spot, with Joey Lucchesi on the mound today for the Padres.
And the 25-year-old making his 20th start. Rookie southpaw, 1.69 ERA against these Rocks this season. Fastball, curve, and the curveball from Joey Lucchesi. He'll throw that curve at any time. Hitters counts when he's behind. Let's see if he can go a solid 6 this afternoon.
Charlie Blackmon leading it off and taking strike one. Rockies wearing their purple tops here today. Alternate jersey in the day game finale of this 3-game series. Blackmon with 22 home runs, 53 RBIs, and totes a 276 average. Softly grounded right side. Perella will go to first. A little stagger there, but he gets the job done, and Blackmon is retired.
Check out the Padres defense, brought to you by the San Diego County Ford dealers. We just saw Jose Perella field a ground ball at second base. At first base, Eric Hosmer. Everyday Freddie Galvis at shortstop. Corey Spangenberg at third base. He was there last night. In the outfield, left to right, Renfroe, Margot, and Reyes. A.J. Ellis will be putting down the signs this afternoon.
One down here in the first inning for DJ LeMahieu. Back-to-back former batting title winners in Blackmon last year, LeMahieu 2 seasons ago. Both hitting around the same average this year. Blackmon at 276 to start the day. LeMahieu at 277. 11 homers, 41 runs batted in. Well, the Rockies have won 9 of their last 11 games. And their bullpen doing what they expected their bullpen to do at the beginning of the year. They're 5-0 with a 2.90 earned run average with 4 saves during that 11-game span for Bud Black. They've been very good. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Ed Hickox, first base umpire, and it's 1-2.
You get a lot of swings like that, I think, off that churve from Joey Lucchesi, especially if you're ahead in the count. Definitely head now at 1-2. Let's check that swing. Oh, he most definitely went. No question.
What if he hit it?
It would have been a triple here.
1-2 pitch coming up. And a swing and a miss, and he strikes out LeMahieu. So a good sequence here for Joey Lucchesi, and they're 2 down in the first inning. Picks up his first K of the day.
Got the 81 velocity on that one. I'm wondering if that's a traditional curveball or if it's that churve. Let's see the grip. That looked like a traditional curveball, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So let's keep an eye on that curveball today. Nice pitch there. Location was perfect.
From the sounds of it, they would like to have him mix it in a little bit more. 2 down here in the first inning. Here's Nolan Arenado. 309, 30 homers, 87 runs driven in.
It's a harder breaking ball than that churve. So I think if thrown in the right location, like we just saw against LeMahieu, it will be very, very effective. But once again, it's great to see Joey getting ahead strike one, especially to a guy like Arenado, because you can expand the strike zone against him. Yes, he did.
He did. Ed Hickok said he did. Not only Mark Grant, but Ed Hickok. 0-2. We have our own.
I think he went more, not even looking at it before, who went more than LeMahieu? Oh my gosh. Would have been in the forest.
Lucchesi lost to the Diamondbacks in his last start. About 5 runs in 4 innings. Three starts against the Rockies. He's 1-0 with a 1.69 ERA. Gave up 2 unearned runs in 6 innings. Picked up the win at Coors Field back in April. Arenado 4 for 8 against Lucchesi with a triple this year. And he strikes out. Good first inning for Joey Lucchesi. Back-to-back Ks. Down in order of the Rocks. Scoreless.
The Padres getting some disappointing news yesterday as it was found out that Christian Villanueva's finger is broken. The ground ball that he took a couple of games ago actually broke the middle finger. He is going on the 10-day disabled list. Carlos Asuaje has been called up in his place. The good news is Christian thinks that he might be able to come back in 3 weeks and wants to continue to play at the end of the season. But Andy Green has said, look, we've seen this before. We have to be realistic. We can't expect him to be back before the end of the season. If he can, that's great. Either way, he's made so much progress this year. We love what he's done. Bad news, especially with 4 left-handed pitchers coming up. It'd be nice to have him in the lineup, guys.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Yeah, he's been playing at second base And that's been a little bit out of the norm for him after playing so much time at third this year. But with Myers going to third, Villanueva goes to second to keep that bat in the lineup.
Yeah, you got to be on red alert all the time, right? Show that versatility, getting a chance in AAA to do that. And if he gets put in, see what he can do. You know, second base has been one of those positions this year that's been kind of, you know, teeter-tottering. Who's going to take a hold of it? Who's going to take it and run with it?
Well, ground balls have been a real problem for the Padres in this series.
Right.
You got Myers on the ground ball during BP. Villanueva on the ground ball. This one to third. Arenado fires across in time to get Renfroe. This is the injury to Christian Villanueva the other night on a sharply hit ball. Kind of exploded on him, and off that bare hand ends up fracturing the middle finger.
Then there was that ground ball last night. Was it last night? Yeah, where the two hopper to Pirela, where it had double play written all over it, and he did get the out at first base, but didn't have a chance to turn that double play.
And one down for Franmil Reyes. Getting the start today in right field and taking ball one. Padres have dropped 7 of their last 9 games. Fly ball foul down the right field line. Trying to prevent a loss today. If they were to lose today, they would drop 30 games under 500. For the first time since finishing the 2008 season. That year they finished 63 and 99. 1-1.
You know, these are the teams, though, like the Padres, that the Rockies have to be concerned about, right? Nothing for the Padres to shoot for as far as working for a division title. But the Rockies, on the other hand, you know, they want to keep pace in the National League West.
Again, they've been playing very good baseball. 9 of their last 11 games they have been victorious. Rockies have won 8 of 14 games in the season series against San Diego. Reyes with a big cut and a swing and a miss.
Well, that's a 3-1 cut that I like to see. I mean, I've got no problem with that. A chance to drive one out of the ballpark or for extra bases. And let's see if Franmil now, 3-2, can shorten up his swing and take him the opposite way possibly.
Takes ball 4. He'll take the walk with 1 out. The first walk handed out by Kyle Freeland today.
Good plate appearance by Franmil.
1 out, 1 on. Corey Spangenberg coming up. And Spangenberg starting at third base in the absence of Will Myers. 248, 7 homers, 24 runs batted in. Spangenberg in his career at Coors Field hitting at 286 here. 5 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs. Likes hitting here at Coors Field. Overall, he has hit safely in 10 of his last 13 games that he has started in. Infield at double play depth. Rockies have already turned 1 today. 4-6-3 DP in the first inning. Center fielder Charlie Blackmon a step or 2 towards left center. Gap out there in right center field for Spangenberg. Fastball by him at 93.
He's got the sneaky fast fastball at 93, huh? I like Kyle Freeland, what he has to offer.
Did you say fast fastball?
Fast, sneaky fast.
I thought you doubled up on the fastballs.
Sneaky fast fastball?
I thought that was a special fastball.
In fact, you know, yeah, sneaky fast, comma, fastball.
It's outside. 2-2. I thought for sure you said fast fastball.
Really?
Yes.
I thought there was a sneaky at the beginning.
I didn't hear the sneaky.
Oh.
I just heard fast fastball.
The bottom line is I like Kyle Freeland. I like his stuff. You can see his confidence on the mound too, wanting to pound that strike zone.
Fly ball foul off to the left out of play. Game number 130 of the year for the Padres.
So that means 32 remaining?
That's right.
That's a spring training.
Some things to see, too.
Yeah.
Chance to see some guys coming up here. Of course, the September call-ups roster's expanding on the 1st of September. Whether you like it or not, like that rule or not, I'm not a big fan. But it does give you the opportunity to see some guys that you may see in the future.
Yeah, it seems like the last couple of years that discussion has been in play regarding possibly rotating roster. To where, let's say, you can have 30 active. And then you can have a rotating roster, put guys on, take guys off.
I would go along with that. I just think that it's wrong that you play under one set of rules for 5 months and then play under another set of rules from a roster perspective for an entire month, especially the last month of the season. So many things are coming down to the end. And Bennett chases. This is strike 3. Spangenberg held the bat back, but it's a called strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Kyle Freeland, 2 down.
Really good pitch by Kyle Freeland. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Watch the glove of Iannetta, and he threads the needle there. Right below the belt buckle. Caught the plate on the outside corner.
2 down here in the second inning. Brings up Manuel Margot. 30th pitch of the day for Kyle Freeland through an inning and 2/3. And he had 245 to start the day. 6 homers, 41 runs batted in for Margot. 19 games on the road since July the 1st. He's hit a .347 away from Petco Park. So 0 for 3 in last night's game. And overall 2 for 7 now in the series is Margot. That's with Franmil Reyes at first. 2 down here in the second inning. On the ground to third, Arenado will go to second base for the force out there. That concludes the top of the second inning. Done with an inning and a half without a score. Rockies and Padres wrapping up this 3-game series today. Day baseball in the Rocky Mountains. Trevor Story, Matt Holliday, and Ian Desmond coming up here for the Rockies in the second inning. And some Padres fans have made their way here to Denver. Check out the Padres and Rockies. Beautiful day here today. Trevor Story, Rockies shortstop, leading it off here in the second inning. Sprays one foul off to the right out of play.
You know, it's good for the soul, Donald. A beautiful day like this at a beautiful ballpark in a beautiful city, right? Day baseball.
Doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, this is great.
Nice breeze, which is blowing in today.
Yeah.
Nice first inning for Joey Lucchesi. 1-2-3 first. On a ground out and 2 strikeouts. Disposed of the Rockies on 10 pitches in the first inning.
This is the swing pitch where Joey Lucchese wants to go 1-2. Wants to try to avoid a 2-1 count against these Rockies. Very potent lineup. Can hurt you.
Yeah, there are no easy outs in this lineup.
Yeah.
At any point. It's as long a lineup as there is. Casey worked very nicely in the first inning, now dealing with 4, 5, and 6. There's Matt Holliday in his return. At the start in left field for the Rockies. Called up from AAA Albuquerque. He was hitting at 346 in Albuquerque at the time of the call-up. He played 15 games there. First Rockies game since 2008 for Holliday.
He's had a heck of a career, man. I'm telling you. 7-time All-Star. Runner-up MVP 2007.
He's now 38 years old. Two-two to Story. And a fly ball headed down the left field line. Renfroe over to the warning track in front of the wall will make the catch. Not a long way, but it is out number 1 of the second inning. Nice return for Matt Holliday here to Denver. Originally a 7th round pick of the Rockies in 1998. Sends one foul off to the right out of play. Signed a minor league deal with the Rockies July the 29th. Holliday hit .231, 19 homers, 64 runs batted in 105 games with the Yankees last year. Was off until July 29th of this year. Working out and getting ready. Hopefully someone would call, and the Rockies did. Signed him to the minor league deal.
Well, he looks in great shape, obviously, and he was doing that to get back to the big league level. Defense kind of questionable out in the outfield. Bud Black said he'll put him in left like today, at times maybe over at first base, and of course pinch hitting roles.
Pops it up, foul off to the right out of play. He spent 5 seasons here in Colorado, 2004 through 2008. Was an All-Star 3 times representing the Rockies. As you mentioned, including a runner-up finish in the NL MVP voting in '07. Lost that to Jimmy Rollins that year in the National League. And of course, scoring that winning run that we showed you in the tiebreaker game against the Padres in '07. And oddly enough, Bud Black, his manager now, is on the other side with the Padres that night. Grounder softly to second base. Perella will go to first. And that throw almost got away. Nice stretch there from Hosmer. 2 down. Send it down to Bob Scanlon.
Don, as you mentioned, Holliday, of course, with the Rockies for 5 years, and it holds a very painful spot in Padre fans' memories with that 2007 almost touching home plate. But he came to the ballpark today, did not have any black spikes, so the Rockies, instead of buying him a pair, decided to go back into the archives. You see it has a number 5 on it. He's wearing number 7 today. Those shoes, by the way, are from the 2007 archives. Are those the same pair that he was wearing when he almost touched home plate? I don't know, guys, but something to think about.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. You know, there's equipment managers these days. They've got a bunch of storage down there. They store. They probably got things like, from 20 years ago.
They may have your cleats down there.
I don't know about that.
If all of a sudden they needed you to go into a game, I'm sure Spencer Dolan can come up with your cleats.
They're using them. They're using my cleats as bookends.
There they are. Well, ground out to second base in his return to the Rockies. 2 down here in the second inning. First 5 retired by Lucchese today. And Ian Desmond down on the count. 0-1. Desmond has been seeing most of his time at first base. first got here. He's playing outfield and first base. Of course, had Mark Reynolds here. He was playing some first base at the time that kept Desmond in the outfield.
Remember, that was one of those situations where it was kind of like people were scratching their head. Mark Reynolds was out there for a while.
Yes.
Tell me a team couldn't use that guy's bat in the lineup. And then he signed so late.
It was a weird offseason for a lot of the free agent guys.
And then he inked with Washington, correct? Yeah.
Swing and a miss for Desmond. Gets away briefly from Hedges, so he applies the tag. Third strikeout for Lucchesi. He's retired the first 6, scoreless through 2.
Available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Third inning back at Coors Field, and leading it off for the Padres is A.J. Ellis. Joey Lucchesi and then Freddie Galvis scheduled to bat here in the third inning. Ellis, a .280 average, home run, 14 runs batted in. Backing up Austin Hedges all year. Oh, nice job at the plate. Ellis hitting at .280 and for the most part hitting over .300 a lot of the year. Went around. Home plate umpire Nick Lentz made the call himself.
Yeah, I thought he went. You know those numbers you just talked about, A.J. Ellis. That's why I picked him today and picked the stick. I just always have a good feel when A.J. day game, he spells Austin Hedges, gets a chance for at-bats, and very well prepared and swinging the bat well in those roles.
Kyle Freeland allowed 1 run over 6 innings, earning the win, 11-5 victory at Atlanta his last start. He's 5-1 in his last 12 starts with a 2.20 earned run average. He's altered his throwing program a little bit to help his stamina down the stretch. That is strike 3. A.J. Ellis thought he might have ball 4. That says some stuff to Nick Lentz on the way by. Strikeout victim number 2 for Kyle Freeland.
Well, right at the knees, 94. Seems like Freeland's got good control of that fastball at the knees this afternoon. He gets Ellis looking.
Now 1 down in the third inning. Joey Lucchesi, 2 for 25 at the plate this year for the Padres. .080 average for Lucchesi in his first big league season.
There are some pitchers that look hitterish at the plate. I don't think Joey falls into that category.
You don't think he looks like a hitter?
No, I think the philosophy should be swing as hard as you can. You just might hit it somewhere.
It's it to third this time, and Arenado showing off that arm gets it over there in a hurry. Casey retired 5-3.
Joey really hustling, even though he hit it down to third base to a guy who's got a Gold Glove down there. He hustled out of that box.
So 2 down. Freddie Galvis on his way up, and it's time for the Kia drive to success. Most home runs since August the 5th. Freddie Galvis tied with his teammate Hunter Renfroe, both with 6. Ronald Acuna Jr. with 9. Atlanta Braves. David Peralta for this pitch is going to miss. Actually, it's going to be in there for a strike. This one chopped to short, and Story throws off balance in time. The retired Galvis down in order are the Padres. 2.5 done without a score. The San Diego fans of the game. Padres fans enjoying Padres baseball on the road at Coors Field today in Denver. Beautiful day here today. Scoreless into the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be David Dahl, Chris Iannetta, and Kyle Freeland expected in the 3rd inning for the Rockies. David Dahl, the right fielder today, started in left field in the first game of the series. Carlos Gonzalez begins today on the bench. It started the first 2 games of the series in right. 286, 268, I should say. 6 homers, 19 runs batted in. And a strike to Dahl. Joey Lucchesi looking good today. He's retired the first 6 Rockies that he's faced in the game, 3 by way of the K. 25 pitches deep into his outing. Foul down the left field line, out of play.
Key for any pitcher to get that feel early in his outing, and that was said in that first inning, especially the 2 strikeouts like you mentioned, LeMahieu and Arenado. And then to follow it up 1, 2, 3 in the second. Once you get that release point, once all those mechanics, he's got a herky-jerky delivery. Got to get that release point in the right spot to be effective.
Working to the bottom 3rd of the Rockies order here in the 3rd inning. To right field, struck pretty well. Reyes going back, going to be over his head and off the wall. Reyes plays the carom. Dahl headed to second base. He'll get there standing with a leadoff double to begin the third inning. A high wall in right field. Off that wall, and Dahl's got himself a double.
Well, we talk about misses in the strike zone. Two-seam fastball right down the middle. Just didn't get it out there enough, and good extension by Dahl. This is the third year that they've extended that wall with the chain link by the bullpens.
Yeah, prior to 3 years ago, that's gone.
Yeah.
So Dahl at second base, Chris Ionetta the batter. We started game 1 of the series, and in there today for game 3. So Tony Walters, the San Diego native, catch last night's game. Ionetta 218, 9 homers, 29 runs batted in. He homered in game 1 of the series and almost homered late in that game in the 9th inning. Just came up short. A ball caught on the warning track by Hunter Renfroe that ended the game. Gave the Padres the victory in the first game of the series.
Now with nobody out, here's what Lucchese's trying to do. Keep the ball in front of the runner, right? Preventing him to advance to third base. Breaking balls in, have him pull. He's trying to push something to the other side.
Lines it into left field for a base hit. Dahl will be stopped at third, and the throw to the plate, as it was a good move to keep him at third base on the single by Ionetta. Rockies have runners at the corners and nobody out here in the third inning.
I think Joey's pitch location had the right idea, but a good piece of hitting right there by Ionetta, getting this ball and rifling it to left field on the line drive. You know, as a pitcher, you want the grounder to short or to third base to keep that runner. But this one's up, catches a lot of the plate, and because it's up, it enables him to hit it over the head of the infielders. No chance, and you go full bore until you get the stop sign. Put on the brakes, and Dahl's back to third.
First and third, nobody out, and Kyle Freeland, the pitcher, the batter. Shows bunt, drops it down. The safety squeeze, throw to third base, and they've got him hung up. Racing him back is Spangenberg, who will tag him out. So a base running gap there for the Rockies. They run into an out on the safety squeeze as Freeland dropped it down. Dahl gets caught in no man's land and is retired by Spangenberg.
Good job by Hosmer. He's well off the bag, so you throw back, get him in a pickle, and this works out to be a wash. Good base running by the Colorado Rockies because it's a wash now. Still runners at first and third, but one out, and the double play is still in order. And here's where Corey's got to commit. Make sure you get him. He dives and gets him on the backside for the first out.
First and third again with one down, top of the order. Charlie Blackmon 0 for 1, grounded out to second base in the first inning. Chop towards shortstop. Galvis will touch second, fire to first, double play. Lucchese gets out of the jam. What appeared to be a promising inning for the Rockies. They do not score. We have played 3 without a score. Half of the third inning for the Padres. Let's take a look at the Arco top tier plays. It starts with Hosmer.
The split decision by the first baseman charging. He gives up the rock to third base because he was going back. Now Corey Spangenberg's thinking about making the other throw. And then this pitch and this ball off the bat could not have been hit in a more perfect spot. Freddie Galvis with the 6-3 double play and high fives all the way around. Joey Lucchesi and the Padres defense getting out of that little jam.
It's on to the fourth inning. Back on the mound is Kyle Freeland. Working here into the fourth, he'll face Jose Perella, Eric Hosmer, and Hunter Renfroe expected to bat in the inning. Freeland coming in with an 11-7 record. ERA under 3, 2.96. Making his 26th start of the year for the Rockies. Second time through the order now for Freeland. And Perella bats for the second time. He's got the only Padres hit first time through. As Jose single to right field. Breaking ball in there for strike one. Time called as Freeland was about to go into his delivery. Nick Lentz has a play today for the umpires. Perella, who was kind of the odd man out there for a little while as far as defensively for the Padres, with Myers going to third base, Villanueva going from third to second, and then Perella made a start in left field, but had been pretty much the everyday second baseman for the Padres for a lot of this season. But with the changes made here late in the year, was really kind of hurt in the playing department area.
Mentioned earlier how it's been one of those positions that's been kind of up in the air. Andy Green was quoted as saying, hey, it's one of those situations to where give a chance to some guys and see who wants to run with it, who wants to take it.
Spangenberg in that conversation. Suarez now back with the Padres, part of that conversation earlier in the year. Two-2 pitch coming up here to Jose Perella. On the ground towards third, Arenado racing in, bare hands, and throws not in time. Perella beat it out. Nice try though from Nolan Arenado. Tremendous bid, but Perella with too much speed.
Yeah, anytime you hit the ball in the general direction of that third baseman, the Gold Glover Nolan Arenado, you got to hustle out of the box. You got to go like there's no tomorrow. And when you know this is very close, he looks safe there. But what a spectacular play. We've seen it for a long time. The bare hand, the athleticism, and the accuracy from Nolan Arenado.
I'm surprised how much he got on that throw.
Yes.
Perella reaches. He's got 2 hits today, 2 for 2. Eric Hosmer. Strike one. Hosmer had the misfortune of grounding into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. Both teams have turned one today. Hosmer had his 9-game hitting streak come to an end here last night. Pitch 50 coming up for Kyle Freeland. And 3+ innings today. Inside out swing and a foul ball off to the left on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
It's been pretty consistent with that 94.
At home this year, Freeland is 7-2 with a 2.22 earned run average. It's been 11 home starts. Pretty good though. 2.22 ERA at home here at Coors Field. Throw to first and back is Perella. Road not as good. 4 and 5 on the road, a 3.58 earned run average at 14 road starts. Inside, Hosmer almost gets hit. 2-2.
That's a big miss from Freeland there. It looks like Ionetta was set up away, and sometimes that'll happen. It'll just get away. Try to open up a little bit too quickly, trying to get that ball outside. Next thing you know, the release point is off a little bit.
Hosmer so far a .405 hitter here at Coors Field. He's not played a ton of games here. Grounds one back towards the mound. Freeland a bobble, still has time to recover and does. Able to throw out Hosmer at first base. As taking second is Perella with now one down in the inning. It's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
Love it.
Joey Lucchesi won his first start at Coors Field, named the MLB starting pitcher with the most consecutive wins versus the Rockies at Coors Field. Give you a little bit of a hint. Streak was from 1998 through 2003. Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
Man, I don't even know where to start with that.
I don't either. On a Renfroe bats with Perella at second base.
You know, it's a big key for the Rockies this afternoon, that first inning. Padres did not score. Rockies starters ERA 7.70. But after the first inning, third best in Major League Baseball from the second inning through the fifth. So Freeland throwing the ball well, Lucchesi throwing the ball well. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel early on here at Coors.
Pretty unusual at Coors.
Yeah.
This one fouled back off the bat of Renfroe. Grounded out to third, first time up. Renfroe with 14 home runs on the year. First time the Padres have had a base runner reach second base in this game. Perella with a walking lead with Renfroe down 0-2. Inside out swing and a foul off to the right out of play. (18 RBIs in the last 16 games for Hunter Renfroe. Tied with Washington's Ryan Zimmerman for the most RBIs during that time period in the National League. Swing and a miss on a pitch up at 94 miles an hour. And Renfroe strikes out his third K of the day for Kyle Freeland. 2 down.
Well, the strikeout has been the common theme throughout Major League Baseball this year. And how about the high fastball? Tough to lay off at 94. Freeland has been consistent with that velocity. Four-seamer up at the letters for the strikeout.
2 down. Perella at second base and Franmil Reyes now the batter. An area the Padres have really struggled in the series. And now 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They got Perella at second base. 2 down here in the fourth inning. Popped up foul, back and out of play. That's where Freeland's been, 93, 94. Struck out Renfroe on a high fastball. Pick up his third K of the day.
He's been locating that fastball well also. Hasn't made many mistakes over the heart of the plate.
inside, 1-1.
That looked like a little cut fastball. Had a little late cut to it in off the plate at 92.
Back to the gas and up and in. 1-2. This year, Kyle Freeland tied for the major league lead among rookies with 11 victories. German Marquez also had 11 wins. And a 4.10 earned run average last year. Fourth lowest by a rookie in franchise history. Since former Padre Jhoulys Chacín had set the franchise record for rookies with a 3.28 ERA in 2010. 2-2 to Reyes.
Freeland's a great story. I love it. Local kid from Denver, Thomas Jefferson High School. Rockies his team growing up. Finds himself with Colorado on his chest, pitching for his hometown team. That's pretty cool.
Now 25 years of age. Grounded back towards the mound and by it. Softly hit. LeMahieu's got to hurry, and his throw will be late as Reyes will reach and Pirela takes third base. Not hit hard. Once it got by the pitcher Freeland, going to be very tough for LeMahieu, and he can't make the play.
That's one of those, as a hitter, you see once it gets past the pitcher and now LeMahieu's got a charge, you can smell that infield single. The left-hander Freeland falling off to the third base side. Now the race is on. And you know what's weird?
Reyes gets down the line very well.
You know what's weird about that play? LeMahieu went across his body on his glove hand. I'm surprised he didn't try to barehand that, since he did catch it on his right side. Had to then catch it with the glove, transfer to the hand, rather than trying maybe a barehand.
Now it's first and third, 2 down. Corey Spangenberg coming up here with a chance to do some damage in the Padres' 4th inning. Spangenberg struck out looking in the 2nd inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Kyle Freeland on the day. Fouled off for strike 1. Padres, for the most part, have been pretty aggressive here against Freeland.
Yep.
Swinging early in counts.
You know, the fastball's pretty straight from Freeland, and it's, 93, 94. It's firm. If you're going to get that, I say go after it. Avoid these secondary pitches. The changeup and the breaking ball.
Two down, Pirela at third base, Reyes at first base. Spangenberg waiting on a 1-1. Wind now appears to be blowing hard from left to right across the infield here. Coming in kind of a swirling effect. On the outside corner, and Spangenberg didn't like it, largely because it probably wasn't a strike. First and third, 2 down. Big pitch here for Freeland. And a fly ball to center field. Charlie Blackmon over towards left center will make the catch with the glasses on to end the 4th inning. We played 3.5 without a score from Denver. To you by Petco, the pet company. By Hyundai, get a great deal, more than a great deal on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. And by Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. Last half of the fourth inning, back on a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. Padres and Rockies wrapping up a three-game series. Both teams have won a game in this series. Padres took game one. Rockies took game two. And here we go in game three. Scoreless into the bottom of the fourth inning. And it is DJ LeMahieu leads it off for the Rockies. LeMahieu, Arenado, and Story expected to bat in the inning. LeMahieu a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 3 Ks today for Joey Lucchesi.
And the Padres defensively employing the LeMahieu shift. Straight up the gut, center field, nothing. 2 guys right there.
Pops it up down the right field line. Reyes with a long run, and is anybody going to get there? No. 3 pursuing Reyes, Perella, and Hosmer, and nobody can get there.
It's a long run. Need a paperweight over there, Cha-Cha?
I need some stuff.
Because it's really windy.
Stuff flying all over the booth.
Speaking of wind, drops right in front of Hosmer, Perella, and Reyes. Long run for all 3 of those Padre defenders. Yeah, it's very windy up here. A lot of stuff flying around.
I have a bad feeling my scorecard is going to fly out the window. And then we're really in trouble. If I lose my template here, I rely on this thing pretty heavily. Wrappers flying around, napkins.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff today.
This kind of reminds me back in the days of Candlestick Park.
2 balls, 2 strikes to LeMahieu. It comes flying in here in left field because it's open, and then it comes in and swirls around.
Yeah. Hey, I got a present for you.
What do you got?
Clipboard.
Awesome.
Put your scorecard on that.
Scorecard goes right in the clipboard.
There you go.
The clipboard will not likely go flying out of the booth. That's awesome. And that is strike 3. Second time LeMahieu's down by way of the K. So 1 down here in the fourth inning. It's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Joey Lucchesi won in his first start at Coors Field, named the Major League starting pitcher with the most consecutive wins versus the Rockies at Coors Field. Greg Maddux, 5 straight wins, April 1998 through August 2003. We saw Mike Maddux at the hotel.
We did.
His brother this morning before we were leaving the St. Louis Cardinals. Were arriving last night in the wee hours after wrapping up their series with the Dodgers.
Redbirds got to the hotel at 4 a.m. Off day today. So we saw Mike Maddux, former Padre, by the way. Talked a little pitching, asked him about Tyson Ross, and absolutely loves the right-hander.
Nolan Arenado pops it up foul. Back comes A.J. Ellis over by the dugout. He won't have a play. Up off the roof of the Rockies dugout into the seats. This clipboard is fantastic.
Well, thanks, Sammy, the statistician.
It's awesome. It's made a big difference. I don't care if the notes fly out of the booth. But the scorecard goes, we're in real trouble.
Under your scorecard.
I don't even need that. I feel good. If they go, they go.
Or you can put
I've used most of them anyway.
That is clutch, though. That's very clutch.
Huge. Because I've had to hold it with both hands. It's very uncomfortable. So now I just have the ability to clip it in. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Doesn't matter.
It's nice.
This is great. All set. Guess you were worried?
Yeah. I didn't want to get a paper cut from that thing flying over here.
1-2 the count to Arenado. Fouls it off at the dish. We'll do it again.
Let's see the sequence of pitches here. 1-2. That's a foul ball there, right? Looked like a curveball. See if Joey goes with the high fastball here. Remember, his first at bat in the first inning to end that inning was a fastball that got by Arenado.
Looks like they want to elevate this to Arenado. Target high. Pitch high and a good fastball up. Arenado strikes out for the second time today. Lucchesi with back-to-back Ks. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Talk about Trevor Story defensively. The kid can hit, there's no doubt, but employ the shift. He has to go to his right. And here's the thing. He's on the move, full bore. He's got to catch that thing, make the transfer, fire with something behind it to get the speedy Corey Spangenberg. That was a wonderful play by Trevor Story.
2 down in the 4th inning brings up Trevor Story. Loud out back in the 2nd inning, flying out to the warning track. Joey Lucchesi has handled the combination of LeMahieu and Arenado today. Striking out LeMahieu twice, Arenado twice. Combination 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. 4 of the 5 Ks on the day for Lucchesi. High in strikeouts for Lucchesi is 9, done on 2 different occasions. Last time was on August 5th at Chicago against the Cubs.
There's that curveball. Joey's got the good feel for it. And exactly the count he wants to find himself in. 1-2.
Four in a row retired by Lucchesi, who is ahead of Story, 1-2. Foul back, we'll do it again. Padres after the game heading to Los Angeles to begin a 3-game series against the Dodgers. LA swept by the Cardinals. How hard are the Cardinals? They have been tremendous, moving ahead of Milwaukee in the Central. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Trevor Story strikes out, and striking out the side in order is Lucchesi. Scoreless to the 5th we go. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. We played along here to the 5th inning. And leading it off, Manuel Margot, followed by A.J. Ellis and Joey Lucchese. 7, 8, and 9 for the Padres here in the 5th inning.
How about Aaron Nola, the guys we're just talking about? 6-1, 1.78 ERA over his last 10 starts before today. And as Mark Sweeney said, yes, in the conversation for Cy Young, you bet. Although the Phillies prior to today, they allowed 29 runs during their 4-game losing streak, so they've been giving it up lately.
Yeah, they have. They have fallen 3 games back of the Braves in the NL East.
A lot of good races, Donnie.
Yes, indeed. A lot of baseball left. And Manuel Margot, 0-for-1 today, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning.
See if the Padres can get on base and flip that lineup over to get to the top of the order for everyday Freddie Galvis.
Foul back below us, still 1-2. There's Freddie. Galvis today 0-for-2 is grounded out to his counterpart at shortstop Trevor Story on 2 occasions.
Look at, he's due up 4th this inning if they get that far. He's already got the shillelagh in his hand, eyeing Freeland for his 3rd at bat.
Well, Margot strikes out. 4th strikeout for Kyle Freeland. 1 down here in the 5th inning.
Looked like he was off speed. Let's see if we can catch it out of the hand. Looks like a change-up grip, you bet, way out in front. Looks like a fastball, but the change-up grip slows it down. Way out in front for the swing and miss.
Now 1 down here in the 5th inning brings up A.J. Ellis. He struck out looking in the 3rd inning.
I would like to reiterate, that's the one pitch that Kyle Freeland has really showed a lot of confidence in recently, and hence the really good numbers.
Comes in with 11 wins, 11-7, 2.96 earned run average. Opposite field base hit for A.J. Ellis. Kind of serves it into right center field, and aboard with 1 out here in the 5th inning, collecting the Padres' 4th hit of the day.
Fastball, and A.J. knows that he fights this one off. He could fight it off to right field, trying to pull that ball. Probably not quick enough to get his hands through.
Already squaring is Joey Lucchese, and he offered at it for strike 1. Let me guess, you have A.J. Ellison pick the stick today.
I do.
That explains the little dance you did on the base hit to right field.
He struck out the first time, so I'm -1, so I'm back to 0, which is fine. I've got faith in A.J. Hopefully Joey can get him over in the scoring position and have him come around to score.
No, there's no cheering in the press box.
Yeah.
You know that.
Let's see here for Joey Lucchese. No sacrifice hits. He needs to get better at that.
1-2. Desmond holding on A.J. Ellis at first base. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Already squaring. And he offered at it for strike 3. 5th strikeout for Freeland. Casey struggling there, trying to get the bunt down. Not close.
Big time scuffle. Not good.
2 down in the 5th inning. 5 Ks for Freeland. Top of the order, Freddie Galvis. Mentioned he bounced out short twice, both times Trevor Story up to the task.
You know, I'm glad I didn't wear my hair hat today.
Your toupee?
Yeah, my toupee. If I would have had to use extra Velcro or glue. But today's a red flag warning for hair hat wearers.
I actually used a little bit more product today because I was worried about the wind. So all the moss that I have, which is.
Do you use like mousse or like clear stuff?
It's a spray gel. Just keeps everything compact. Doesn't go anywhere. So I'm not worried about it. And obviously either is Travis Jankowski.
Wow.
flow is great.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
Some of the best moss in the majors. Foul back to the screen, 0-2.
By the way, nicer kid than Travis Jankowski.
He's the best.
Oh my gosh. And you know what's great about Travis is that he's accountable. If he stinks it up, he admits it, right?
Yes. So much so that he dumped you from Pick the Stick.
Yeah.
Galvis waiting on an 0-2 pitch. That's up and away, 1-2. Fastball at 93. Friedland not happy with his delivery.
See if he bounces something here. 1-2. There's Travis watching closely.
Opposite field and a base hit for Galvis. A.J. Ellis will take second base. And the Padres have something going here in the 5th inning with 2 down.
Well, flipping the lineup over. Galvis, after Lucchesi could not get the sacrifice down, he gets the base knock. And here comes a guy up to the plate with 2 hits on the afternoon. This is a perfect case of a guy trying not to do too much. Here's a fastball, maybe a little cutter, outer half, and he just takes it that way. Watch him finish up. Eye right on the ball, shorten up on the backside, spanks it to right for the safety.
2 on, 2 down. Jose Perella is already 2 for 2 in this game. And he takes strike 1. Perella's hits a single to right in the 1st. Infield hit to 3rd in the 4th inning. 333 in this spot of the year. 2 outs and runners in scoring position. To center field, and Blackman will move over to right center to make the catch that ends the inning. Padres strand a pair halfway through without a score. Joey Lucchesi today, so far so good with the first 4 innings, 4 shutout innings for Lucchesi and 6 strikeouts along the way.
A lineup that really doesn't have a lot of breathing room to where you can relax, and Joey Lucchesi getting high fives all the way around. That last one we just saw could have been placed more perfectly. The 6-3 double play, 6 punch outs on the afternoon. He's locating the fastball well, and the curveball is more in play this afternoon. It's been a very effective pitch for the left-hander.
High drive to left field for Matt Holliday. Over goes Renfroe. He'll have plenty of room. Wind knocks it down, and Renfroe will make the catch. Remember, that wind is howling from left to right. Ball went up, looked pretty good, but got up there into the air and got knocked back down again for out number 1.
Yeah, that, and along with maybe out in front of it just a little bit. As we take a look, here's the pitch from Lucchesi. What is the pitch? Looks like a chirp, and it just caught it out in front just a little bit. But you're right, though, Don. The wind is howling. knocking it down.
One down here in the 5th inning for Ian Desmond. A line one to third, caught there by Spangenberg. Bit of a snow cone, but held on to it. On a hot shot to the third baseman, 2 away.
Even with the bag, perfectly placed defensively and right in the webbing, and oof, almost comes out, but hit so hard. If that ball comes free, I think the wind might have knocked that one down a little bit.
2 down here at the 5th.
At least he didn't get into the nose, right?
That's right. David Dahl doubled in the 3rd. Dahl getting his 2nd look today at Joey Lucchesi. There's a guy that got hit in the nose. Batting practice, very scary scene.
Yeah. Will looks to be okay, though. He's a good egg. Now, see, this is where Joey's got to really put away this guy right here, right now, right? Very few pitches this inning. Got to throw a strike here, at least maybe put the ball in play to where he gets an out.
Pretty economical all day. This will be pitch number 52.
5th pitch coming right here this inning.
Fly ball hit towards right center field. Margot going back towards the track at the wall, and that ball's gone. Into the bullpen. Solo shot for David Dahl. His 7th of the year gives the Rockies a 1-0 lead.
Looked like a fastball, 2-seamer right down the middle at 92. And the 2-0 pitch, right? You're looking for the fastball, you hunt the fastball. He got it and send it on its way.
Two down in the 5th inning. Bases empty thanks to the home run by Dahl. And now Chris Iannetta. And for Dahl, his 7th home run of the year, RBI number 20. Starting right field today, and homers.
Well, it's kind of a shame because he's threw a few pitches, right? Now the Rockies take the lead on the solo shot. Now he's got to forget about that and go after Iannetta.
First blemish of the day for Joey Lucchesi. It's only the 3rd hit of the day for the Rockies. And the long ball ends up in the Padres bullpen, right center field.
And you know what, Don? It's the only 2-1 count right now. It's the only 2nd time he's been a 2-1 count. So overall, he's done pretty well. Just that one mistake, the 2-0 fastball to Dahl.
Strike 2 to Iannetta. Iannetta homered in game 1 of the series here on Tuesday night. And last night off, back in the lineup today, day game after the night game. Downstairs for ball 3. Casey got 2 quick outs, got Holiday to fly out to left, Desmond to line out to 3rd, but the home run to Dahl, and now a full count to Iannetta.
The first 3-ball count this afternoon for Joey.
Down the right field line, but foul. Today marks the 66th start of the year for Iannetta. Payoff pitch. And that is ball 4. Down to first base he goes. Ball got away, but Iannetta not going any further than first. That's only the first walk of the day allowed by Lucchesi.
I think Joey got squeezed on that last pitch. It's a fastball down, good downward action, and You know, AJ didn't catch it cleanly. See, and you know, in all honesty, I don't think that should matter.
So runner at first, 2 down. Here is Kyle Freeland. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Takes a hack and fouls it back. Fifth batter Lucchesi is faced here in the 5th inning. Oh and 2. 20th start of the year for Joey Lucchesi, coming in individually a game under 500 at 6 and 7 with a 3.79 earned run average. First year in the big leagues for Joey Lucchesi. Freeland stays alive. I'm going to turn the order over here with Charlie Blackmon waiting on deck. Top of the Rockies orders had a real quiet day. Blackmon, LeMahieu, Arenado, Story. A combined 0 for 8. Popped up shallow center. Margot and Galvis, and it's Freddie Galvis right in front of Margot, who makes the catch and ends the inning. Home run for Dahl, 1-0 Rockies. Through the first 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, and as I mentioned, the top 4 hitters 0 for 8 in this game. 5 down by way of the K, and only blemish, the home run by David Dahl. Difference in the game, and Lucchesi has just been dealing. Dahl with 2 outs in the 5th inning, picked up his 7th home run of the year into the Padres bullpen. That's it, 1-0. Rockies have the lead. Kyle Freeland on the other side, 5 shutout innings, a walk and 5 Ks. Perella leading the way offensively for the Padres with 2 singles in this game. And as we mentioned, David Dahl collecting his 7th home run. 2 for 2. 1-0 Rockies. Into the 6th inning we go.
Well, in the dugout after last half inning, all ears is Joey Lucchesi, listening to the veteran backstop A.J. Ellis, maybe talking about a certain at-bat, talking about a certain pitch, a certain hitter.
Eric Hosmer leads it off here in the 6th inning. 0 for 2, grounded into a double play. Last time up, grounded back to the mound. Hosmer had that 9-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Looking for his first hit of the day today. Bats now with Renfroe and Reyes. Expected to bat here in the 6th inning. Let's take a look at StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Biggest piece of the pie, 33% right up the middle, and then in second place to the second baseman position, 29% for Eric Hosmer.
Hosmer goes lunging and strikes out. Strikeout number 6 of the day for Kyle Freeland, 1 down.
Little slider, cutter, big break. I'm going to call that a sweeping breaking ball. And opens up with the front side.
Just lunging after that, trying to foul it off at the very least.
Yeah, even if that ball's put in play, it's going to be weakly hit.
There's Hunter Renfroe. Drives one to left field. Matt Holliday going back, looking up, and that ball is gone. A home run. Hunter Renfroe hits his 15th of the year, and the Padres tie the score 1-1. Hunter Renfroe on a line drive bullet. He takes it out of the yard here at Coors Field to left field, and the Padres tie it up 1-1. Time now for the Bill Howe play of the game.
And why not? First pitch fastball up in the zone at 92. And as soon as this one was struck, Kyle Freeland knew it. And with that swing of the bat, knotted up at 1.
So both teams with solo shots here in the game, tied at 1. And Franmil Reyes. It's his 3rd look today, Kyle Freeland. Well, the wind had no impact on that one. Kept it low enough on a line drive home run.
That was a no-doubter. Oh, it looked like he went halfway up the bleachers in left center field.
Good day today so far at the plate for Reyes. He has walked and singled. Tail of the tape on the Renfroe home run, 427 feet. Popped up, foul ground. Ian Desmond over by the seats, won't have a play. Out of here in a hurry.
Yeah. First pitch, looking for it. Why not?
Swing and a miss as Reyes chases after that and strikes out. 7 strikeouts for Freeland. 2 down in the inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
2 outs in the 6th inning, and Corey Spangenberg 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Flied out to center in the 4th inning. Now a pop up into shallow left has Trevor Story, the shortstop, out, and the wind playing with it a little bit, but he recovers and makes the catch. A home run of the inning for Hunter Renfroe has tied this game 1-1. Home run number 15 of the season for Renfroe. Just like that, it's 1-1 from Denver as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. inning. And Charlie Blackmon's going to lead it off, top of the Rockies order. Blackmon has grounded out to second. Last time up, bounced into a 6-3 double play.
Big test, would you say, this inning for Joey Lucchesi, third time around? 1-2-3 for the Rocks.
Yeah,
tie back up, right?
I would agree. He's kept them quiet all day today so far. As you mentioned, third time through. Only hits today for the Rockies coming from the bottom three. David Dahl with a double and a home run, and Chris Iannetta, the 8-hitter, with a single. Foul to the end of the dugout. Rockies housed on the first base side here at Coors Field. Fairly economical today. Joey Lucchesi with his 67th pitch coming up here. First hitter of the 6th inning. I'll feel about straight away here on Blackmon. Full count now. Casey has walked only one, struck out 6. So now Margot goes a few steps over towards right center. Blackmon to center field, and it's going to fall. Knocked down by Galvis. Pirello was going after it too. And it drops in for a base hit for Charlie Blackmon to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
Frustrating. Joey Lucchesi makes a good pitch, a little flare. Now the middle infielders are converging. It's one of those where it's in between to where it drops closer to Freddie Galvis, that's for sure.
I thought one of them was going to get it.
I thought it was too.
Long enough.
Yeah. I thought it should have been caught.
So now you got Blackmon at first base to begin things here in the 6th inning. DJ LeMahieu getting his 3rd look today at Lucchesi. A soft toss over. Not the real Lucchesi move.
It's just kind of a courtesy throw, right? It's kind of like, I know you're there. How you doing?
Mayhew struck out swinging in the 1st. Struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Fouled off to the right, 1-1. Mayhew now, Arenado next. Colorado batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-1 game. Day baseball from the Rockies. Beautiful day, good crowd on hand. Good crowds for all three. Blocked nicely by Ellis. No advance at first base for Charlie Blackmon. Winginter warming in the Padres pen. First action we've seen out there today. Toss over. A little better move that time by Lucchesi. But Blackmon back in time. Would you call this the LeMahieu shift?
Yes. Earlier? Yes.
It's pretty dramatic.
Extreme.
Now Margot well over into right center field. Reyes guarding the line down the right field line. Renfroe way off the line and left. Runner goes, and Blackmon pitch inside. The throw down. Not going to be in time. Stolen base standing for Charlie Blackmon into scoring position with nobody out.
And that's one of those where you pick to go on the first move. The left-hander Lucchesi. Blackmon, as soon as he sees that free foot up in the air, he is gone. If he throws to first base, you go into second base hard, force the first baseman to make a throw. Now the Rockies have a runner in scoring position. Now A.J. Ellis will take a mound visit to go over the signs. Looking at my scorecard, Don, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the first time, you know, they've had a runner at first and third, but first time a runner on second base to where Lucchesi's had to worry about a runner on second base.
Yeah, they had first and third in the third. But no one has been hanging out there at second base today.
Check that. Dahl had a double in the third. So he's got to get the signs straight. It's been a while when they had to mix up the signs.
Rounder right side to second. Perella will flip to first, but a productive out as Blackmon takes third base, one down. So one out, Blackmon 90 feet away, and will bring up Nolan Arenado. Arenado's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Full time swinging. All of a sudden, Lucchesi is making quick work of Rockies hitters earlier. He's had 3 ball counts to 3 of the last 4 hitters. Infield in all the way around for the Padres. Arenado lines one to center field. Margot out there waiting. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Blackmon. Not going to be a throw homeward, and the Rockies will take a 2-1 lead on a sac fly for Nolan Arenado. Leadoff base hit. Charlie Blackmon got it started, steals second, takes third on a ground out, and scores on the fly out to center field. 2-1 Rockies.
Getting it done and getting it done quickly. Looks like a two-seam fastball. A really good first pitch for him to offer at. Thought maybe, you know, with the runner at third base, Arenado looking for the fastball, maybe pull the string a little bit. That was a really good pitch to elevate to the outfield.
So base is empty now, 2 down. Here's Trevor Story. Story 0 for 2. He is flying out to the warning track in left field in the second. Struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Rockies relinquished the lead in the top half of the 6th inning. They have it back in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Popped up foul, out of play. And Lucchesi jumps ahead here, 0-2. Wind is gusting again, coming in hard from left. Bouncing in for ball 1, 1-2. A little worried about our flight after the game going to Los Angeles.
It won't be bumpy or anything.
Taking off in this wind. Not that it's all about me or us. Soft liner that is going to be a fair ball down the right field line. Story headed for second base, got himself a 2-out double. Nicely placed back at first over the head of Hosmer. And a fair ball for Trevor Story, who's in scoring position with 2 down.
Well, here's where you don't want the wheels to come off. 2 outs when you're swinging the bat well. These are the types of hits that you get. And Story's way out in front. Nearly brings him to a knee off the end of the bat and keeps it fair. Darren Balsley out there for the first time today, the pitching coach for the Padres.
Casey has got 2 outs here in the inning, gives up the double. Matt Holliday coming up here for the Rockies in his return to Colorado. Great story today for the Rockies. He returns starting in left field today. He called up from AAA Albuquerque. I think at 346 in 15 games there. And a Rocky again for the first time since 2008. Well, 38 years of age.
Wingeter's hot in the bullpen, and you got the righty Holliday up against Lucchesi. This will be the 3rd time, and you know what? It's kind of like the case where, hey, Joey, let's see what you can do here.
Holliday today in his return is grounded out to second, flied out to left. Only 80 pitches so far for Lucchesi. In the air to right center field. Reyes battling the sun out there. The glass is on. Will make the catch. That ends the inning. But the Rockies on a sac fly from Arenado have taken a 2-1 lead. Casino, opening in 2019 is Saquon's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By Jack in the Box, try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls, only a Jack in the Box for a limited time. And by Pacific Surfliner, ride the Surfliner to your next Padres game. Rockies pulled ahead 2-1, made a defensive change as well. Matt Holliday comes out of the game. Gerardo Parra comes into the game in left field defensively. Play along to the 7th inning, and Manuel Margot is going to lead it off here for San Diego against Kyle Freeland. It's 97th pitch of his outing. Will drop in there for strike 1. So the day over for Holliday and his return to the Rockies for the first time since 2008. 0 for 3 today at the plate. Chop to third. Arenado will run a bit and then throw in time. So Margot retired for the first out here, the 7th inning. A.J. Ellis coming up. Then the pitcher spot and Joey Lucchesi's spot. And it looks like Joey is done today as Will Myers has come out on deck for Lucchesi's spot as Ellis takes ball 1.
I'd say that's a good day in the big leagues for Joey Lucchesi.
Yeah, 2 runs in 6 innings. A allowing 5 hits.
Yep.
Problem is Padres offensively not been able to do anything against Kyle Freeland.
And you know what? When they had that visit with 2 outs and Holiday coming up, I'll be honest with you. Holiday could have hit a double or whatever. I still like him leaving him in there because this is the big leagues. You got to learn how to get out of, third time around possibly, right? It's a learning experience for Joey Lucchesi. So they went out for a visit, did not take him out, and ultimately it worked in Joey's favor. He popped him up, so that's good. Either way, good, bad, and different, it's a good learning experience for Joey.
Fouled off by Ellis. Down to the count, 1-2. Double-barreled action in the pen here for Freeland and the Rockies. Freeland working here with 1 down in the 7th inning. Fouled off again by A.J. Ellis. Bryan Shaw, Chris Russin up in the pen. Fouled back off the catcher. Sionetta getting a piece of that. Wondering about the pitches today for Lucchesi. He will have finished up with 81. One-two pitch. It's outside. 2-2. Freeland up over 100 pitches today. Started the inning having thrown 96, but 106 coming up here for the left-hander. Ellis to left field, a base hit for A.J. Ellis. His 2nd hit of the day, 1-out single. So he joins Jose Pirela, who also has 2 hits today for San Diego.
Bloop and a blast to take the lead for the Padres. Well, there's your bloop, and now, as Don mentioned a little bit ago, Will Myers pinch hitting for Joey Lucchesi.
So Myers about to bat here, and Bud Black races out of the dugout, heads to the mound. He's got, as we mentioned, Shaw and Russin up in the pen. And as they introduce Will Myers, he goes out there, and so far has not yet made a move. And now he will. So that'll be the day for Kyle Freeland. Ends up with 106 pitches today. The pitching change from Coors Field with the Rockies on top 2-1.
It looks good.
So now when you have a day off, is this something that you would like to do, or is this more of off-season activities?
No, this is like a perfect day off for me. Anytime you can go get some food and drinks and play some games, that's like a perfect off day for me.
Tune in tomorrow for a brand new episode of Padres POV as Lisa Lane gets competitive with Padres catcher Austin Hedges as part of a San Diego Hotspot episode of Padres POV.
Brian Shaw comes into the game now for the Rockies with 1 out and 1 on. The veteran right-hander comes in.
A lot of sliders and cutters out of the hand of Brian Shaw with a high ERA, almost 6.5.
Swing and a miss for the pinch hitter Will Myers. He's been used a ton. Since 2012, Brian Shaw has appeared in now 496 games. That leads the majors in that category. Spent time in the DL. Right calf strain earlier this year. Myers sprays it foul. 1-2. Rockies have more action in their pen. Chris Brusson had been up. He sits down. And now it is McGee who's up in the pen. The bullpen has been much better lately for the Rockies. 5-0, the 2.90 earned run average in their last 11 games. And they have won 9 of their last 11 games, and largely because of the great work their pen is finally doing. This team had spent over $100 million on their pen coming into the season, and it really wasn't producing, but now it is. I guess better late than never.
Sure. And that's a great point, because going into this game, the starters for the Rockies, 12th in the National League ERA. The bullpen 14th in the National League, but like you said, it's the short period of time that's been really making a difference.
Ball 4 to Myers, and he works a walk. So 2 on with 1 away. That's the last thing Bud Black wanted from Brian Shaw, coming in and walking the first batter he faces. Top of the order, Freddie Galvis coming up, singled his last time up to right field. 1 for 3 day today for the Padres shortstop.
You know, you saw that high ERA for Shaw when he came into the game. Occasionally, a reliever is going to give it up once in a while. Back in June, he had an outing only 2/3. He gave up 6 runs. That's going to hurt the ERA. He's had a couple of outings where he's given multiple runs and not gotten a full inning of work that particular outing. So sometimes those relievers' numbers can be misleading, especially the ERA.
One down, Ellis at second base, Myers at first. Oh, 2. Remember, A.J. Ellis not blessed with great speed out there at second base.
That's going to have to be a gapper down the lines. You know, something sharply hit to the outfielders. I'm sure that Glenn Hoffman will use his best judgment and probably give A.J. the stop sign.
Towards short, and Story cannot make the play. Everybody's going to be safe. Story coming in from shortstop, and a ball not hit hard. It kicks by him, and everybody is safe. Ellis to third, Myers to second, and Galvis will reach it first.
Let's see, Story. Contact 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's got to be an error. Yeah, that's a very makeable play for the Rockies shortstop.
And it is an E6. Loads the bases now. Gives Jose Pirela a chance to, at the very least, tie this game up for the Padres. A.J. Ellis 90 feet away. Pirela's had a good day today. A couple of singles, one to right. Infield hit to third. Lined out sharply to center in the 5th. 2 for 4 in his career against Brian Shaw. Fastball down and away, and he chased. Bases filled with Padres. 1 down here in the 7th inning. San Diego trailing by a run. Fouled off to the right out of play. That's where Shaw's been. 94 miles an hour with that fastball.
At least get something up to the outfield, right?
Away into the backhand goes Iannetta. 2-2. Kyle Freeland responsible for the runner at 3rd and A.J. Ellis. He leaves after 6 1/3 innings. Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. Perella will foul it off. We'll do it again. 2-2.
Well, Shaw knows that he doesn't have to throw him a strike here. You know, the fastball up. If you're going to go up, maybe a couple baseballs with up out of the zone, something that he can't get on top of enough to get that sacrifice fly to the outfield. And also, Iannetta's got to be on his game on that breaking ball in the dirt.
Bases loaded for the Padres. 1 down here in the 7th inning. And a 2-2 pitch coming up to Jose Perella. And a ground ball base hit into center field. From 3rd comes A.J. Ellis. Myers behind him, and the Padres have taken the lead. It's a 2-run single and the 3rd hit of the day for Jose Perella. San Diego on top 3-2.
What a great at-bat. What a great battle. He gets the cut fastball outer 3rd, and we know that Jose Perella likes to get extended. And as far as putting that ball in play perfectly up the center of the diamond, out of the reach of Trevor Story. And with one swing, the Friar takes the lead.
Not a good outing for Brian Shaw, getting some boos as he heads off. Padres have a 3-2 lead with a pitching change from Coors Field. starts. And now Jake McGee, the left-hander, coming in here after the big 2-run single for Jose Perella on his 3rd hit of the day. And the Padres have taken a lead now. The lefty in, Jake McGee.
Give a lot of credit to Jose Perella. He got a pitch to get extended and just rifle the ground ball of the center fielder. Now entered Jake McGee, this left-hander, veteran, been around the block many times. 50th game for Jake. He's given up 8 home runs this year. Boy, lefty's 333. Now you talk about Hosmer coming up to the plate. And we know that Eric Hosmer likes to go the opposite way. Maybe with those numbers, Jake McGee has just that one area of the plate he likes to go after lefties, middle away. Let's see if he does that here against Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer today 0 for 3, but all that was against Kyle Freeland. Freeland will not be part of the decision today. As it turns out, he's charged with one of the runs that have scored this inning, but he gives up 2 runs in 6 1/3.
Don, that first pitch to me tells me a lot with Jake McGee. Iannetta was set up inside. He threw a fastball. It ended up down and away. That's a big miss to me. And that tells me McGee has difficulty throwing into the lefties. And that might be one of the reasons why you see that 333 average. He feels comfortable in that slot down and away to lefties. And they just take him up the middle. They take him the opposite way.
Big swing and a miss there on the 2-0 pitch at 95. And it's 2-1 now to Hosmer. Hosmer hits at .444 against McGee. 4 for 9 in his career. And fouls it off to the left out of play. These two facing each other in the American League. Of course, Jake McGee at one time the closer for the Tampa Bay Rays. And of course, Eric Hosmer, his entire career spent in Kansas City prior to this year.
I'd say 4 for 9 is ownage, right?
Getting there.
Yeah.
Be nice to do something right here.
Outfield swung that way to go the opposite way.
Reaches out and pops it up shallow left. Trevor Story out, blocking his eyes from the sun. They indicate the infield fly rule on the play, and that's out number 2 of the inning. Even though it's in short left, still considered infield fly.
Batter is out. Runners can advance at their own risk. Not a force play if the ball drops, right? And the runners choose to take another base. It's a tag play. It's not a force play.
Now 2 down, runners at first and second. Hunter Renfroe homered his last time up. 15th home run of the year for Renfroe. The Padres like to obtain some insurance now that they have taken a 3-2 lead in the 7th inning. Frank Galvis at second base. Jose Perella at first base with 2 down in the 7th inning. Renfroe last time up in the 6th inning. He would tie the game with a home run. 15th of the year, 46th RBI. 427 feet to left field. Now a foul off to the right out of play. 97 from Jake McGee. 1-2. Two and 2. Renfroe now with Reyes waiting on deck. Hunter Renfroe, the 7th member of the Padres to bat here in the 7th inning. So far, they have scored twice. Renfroe strikes out. Well, Jake McGee strikes him out to end the 7th, but the Padres get 2. Take a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 7th. Our keys to the game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Spoiled the Rockies' holiday. Matt Holliday back with the Rocks. Started in left field. Well, he was 0 for 3 wearing the collar this afternoon. And launched for Lucchesi. Hunter Renfroe, a solo shot. I think everything's falling into place here as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
New pitcher for the Padres, but first a new right fielder. Travis Jankowski into the game. Checking out the matchups and where he should be standing with Ian Desmond coming up, and the new pitcher is Trey Wigginter.
We're going to have to turn up the dial. These Rocky hitters. Now the right-hander Wigginter, high 90s, his 7th game, high leverage game, 1-run lead, getting late. Very good splits in the 6 1/3 innings of work for Trey.
Ian Desmond going to lead it off here for the Rockies in the 7th. Desmond, Dahl, Ionetta expected to bat here. Strike 1 from Wigginter. Joey Lucchesi went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 6, and threw 81 pitches. Before he was pinch hit for last inning. Desmond today has struck out swinging and lined out to third base, 0 for 2. Runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Padres. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Rockies. Grounded back to Wigginter. He'll run a little bit, flips underhanded for the out at first base. Out number 1 at the bottom of the 7th inning.
That's a big kid right there. Trey Wigginter. Oh, man, he is a big boy.
He's got good moss too.
Yeah, he does. Travis has got the curly moss. Pretty much straight moss for Trey.
Looks great in the wind though.
Yeah.
One down here in the 7th inning.
Moss comparison. It's the name of my new band. Moss comparison.
David Dahl's had a good day. Had a good day against Joey Lucchese, doubling in the third, homered in the fifth. Who you got? I think I'm going with Jankowski.
Really? I'll go with Trey.
On the ground to first base, nicely picked by Hosmer. Wigginter's got to get over, and he does just in time to get David Dahl retired for the first time today. 3-1, 2 down.
Wow, 1-3, 3-1. Any way you look at it, 2 quick outs here in the Rockies' 7th. That's a big kid, big stride. Let's check him out. As soon as that ball is struck, he is off. Makes it look easy. Good feed from Eric Hosmer, right chin high there. Finds the bag for the out.
2 down in the 7th inning. Chris Iannetta coming up. Iannetta has singled to left and walked, so been aboard twice today. Pitch hitter has come out on deck, Ryan McMahon, who has been coming off the bench in each of the first 3 games of the series to appear as a pinch hitter. There are 2 outs in the inning, though. Count of 1-0 to Chris Iannetta. 2-0. Iannetta born in Providence, Rhode Island. Jose Castillo up in the pen for the Padres, looking on, ready to go should they go to him. 2 down here in the 7th inning. Trey Wigginter has retired the first 2 that he's faced. .98 on the fastball from Wigginter.
Yeah, that's firm. Good fuzz. Good fuzz on the fastball.
Looks like we're going to see another.
Why not?
Fouled back, 2-2. We got a little more of the plate. We wanted it away. Wigginter been able to induce 2 ground ball outs from Desmond and Dahl to begin the inning. 2-2 to Iannetta. Full count now. I like Matt Holliday, who returns today. They return this season for Chris Iannetta. Rockies, his first team in the big leagues. Swing and a miss, and Wigginter has a great 7th inning. 1-2, 3-2 groundouts and a strikeout. 3-2 Padres. To the 8th we go. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. 3-2. The Padres have the lead. Great inning of relief for Trey Winginger.
Well, I tell you what, pumping the zone, going right after the Rockies hitters. 1, 2, 3 for Trey. It's fun to watch.
Travis Jankowski leading it off. His first plate appearance after taking over in right field for Franmil Reyes. Reyes had been aboard twice today. Walk and a single for striking out in the 6th inning. Jake McGee, who finished off the 7th inning on a pop out and a strikeout, returns to the hill here to begin things in the 8th inning.
I talked to Matt Stairs specifically about Travis Jankowski yesterday. You know, hitting coaches have different ways of talking to hitters and putting themselves in a good hitting position. And I thought Matt's was very unique as we take it. Watch Travis. See his stance right now? The way he's.
Ground ball to third. Arenado's throw in time to get Jankowski.
He said when you see Travis in the box getting set up, he should be as if he's sitting on a bar stool. You know how you sit on a bar stool? Right? And because it keeps him kind of up a little bit. And he goes, you can even have a little fun. Maybe as Travis tries to spank the ball the other way, on the telestrator, when he's set, draw a little bar stool underneath him. So that was Matt Stairs trying to get Travis Jankowski in a good hitting position before getting locked and loaded.
One down here in the 8th inning. Brings you up Corey Spangenberg. Constantly making adjustments, trying to make things work for guys. You're worried about not one guy, you're worried about all your offensive hitters. Pretty tough job, I think, being a hitting coach.
I would think so.
Because no matter how good your team is going, there's always going to be somebody who is struggling.
Yeah, and it's not just the different talking mechanics, it's between the ears too. You got to have guys to buy into it. You got stubborn guys, you've got guys who are coachable.
Oh, 2. And it's fouled off down the left field line, out of play. Spangenberg today 0 for 3. He struck out, flied out, last time up popped out. Padres trying to add on to a 1-run advantage on top 3-2 as they bat in the top half of the 8th inning. Spangenberg now, Margot next. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Corey Spangenberg. Second strikeout for Jake McGee. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Now Padres on deck. Andres Munoz last night against Frisco. 3 strikeouts. The 3 batters that he faced, took 11 pitches, and all of them clocked over 100 miles per hour.
Wow.
Season of Tri-City and San Antonio combining to go 2-1 with a 0.83 earned run average. Opponents only hitting at 129 against him. Look for that name, Andres Munoz.
You just made me say, wow. That's bringing it.
Up over a hundo. 2 down here in the 8th. And well, Margot 0 for 3.
Andres Munoz, by the way, from Los Mochis, Mexico. Signed as a pro in 2016 with the Padres.
Jake McGee in the midst of a meeting with himself in behind the hill. Now returns to the top of the hill. Former closer for the Tampa Bay Rays, had 19 saves back in 2014. Was a closer here too. 15 saves for the Rockies in 16. He's been working the 7th or 8th innings primarily since then. Last year got into a total of 62 games. 3.61 earned run average. Now his 3rd year as a Rocky. Two down, a count of 1-2 to Manuel Margot. Grounded back to McGee. Nice pick. They flip to first for the out that ends the inning. The Padres are down in order in the top of the 8th. Take a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th. Inning back in Denver. Now time for the Verizon projected starters. Padres after the ball game will head to Los Angeles. Clayton Richard be on the mound in game 1 of the 3-game series against the Dodgers. 7-10 on the year. 5.11 earned run average matched up against Rich Hill. Pitching great lately for the Dodgers especially, but overall 5-4, 3.73 ERA for Rich Hill. Jose Castillo becomes the 3rd pitcher used by the Padres today.
Now the bullpen for San Diego has pitched very, very well this series, and enter left-hander Castillo's 24th game. Very nice splits. Lefties only 107. And Bud Black started this game today with nothing but lefties on the bench.
Ryan McMahon pinch hitting here. .234, 4 homers, 17 runs batted in. He's pinch hit in each of the 3 games of this series. Leads it off, bottom of the 8th inning. Shoots it foul, off to the left, out of play.
So out of the bullpen today, you see the big young kids. Winginter. Enter lefty Castillo, another big kid. Pounds the strike zone with that fastball and slider. Loves pitching against the NL West teams. 7 innings, 1.29 ERA.
Two balls, 2 strikes to McMahon. Charlie Blackmon waiting on deck. And pop fly into shallow right center. Incoming. Jankowski will get there with plenty of time to spare. 1 down in the 8th. Send it down to Bob Scanlon.
Don, it's really interesting. We've talked a lot about the change in the composition of this bullpen, but we're starting to see Andy Green do what he said he was going to do and start using some of these young guns in tight late situations. We saw Trey Winginter get the opportunity a couple of games ago. He did give up a run, but Andy puts him right back in here. A big confidence builder for him and now Jose Castillo if they can hang on to this lead.
It really has. You know, in a situation where you kind of expect to see Craig Stammen come into a game. A 1-run lead in the 8th inning, this stage of the bullpen, but it's more about trying to figure out what you got and what these guys can do and giving them a chance to do it here during the season.
See what you got and why not, like Bob said. with each successful outing, especially in a situation like this. Team in the hunt in the West, at their home digs, close ball game. You're coming in to try to shut it down. When you shut them down, that's a confidence booster against a good lineup.
Time call very late. Castillo able to stop his delivery. Charlie Blackmon today has grounded out, grounded into a double play, single, stole a base and scored a run. Waves at that pitch, badly fooled, 1-2.
Yeah, when you make Charlie Blackmon swing like that, you're making yourself a good pitch. We just saw it from Jose Castillo.
Now Craig Stammen is up in the pen for the Padres. DJ LeMahieu waiting on deck.
Here's another test for Jose Castillo. Charlie Blackmon, we know what type of hitter he is, but he's hitting .295 off of lefties.
Yeah, lefty's not a problem for him.
No.
That is strike three. Good pitch. 96 and on the corner. 2 down in the 8th inning. So Castillo comes in, gets the 2 men he needed to.
Big time pitch. Legitimate strike at 96. That's pounding the zone.
So Castillo gets McMahon, gets Blackmon, and departs. Pitching change from Coors Field in Denver. 3-2 Padres. For the 8th inning. And Craig Stammen comes into the game. 4th pitcher used today by San Diego.
We saw Craig in game 1 of the series on Tuesday, an inning, give a couple of hits, a walk and a strikeout. 58th game. Bases are clean with 2 outs here for the veteran right-hander.
DJ LeMahieu, the hitter. 0 for 3 in the game today, striking out twice, swinging. Last time up, grounded out to second base. 2 for 8 in his career against Stammen. A couple of singles against Craig. There's strike 1. So Jose Castillo was able to get McMahon to fly out to right, the pinch hitter. Then he struck out Charlie Blackmon looking. Grounded towards the shortstop, Galvis, who is playing it over towards second base, and he'll throw to first for the out that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Rockies to the 9th. 3-2 Padres.
Hey, don't miss the Big Three Championship tomorrow on Fox. Chris Anderson and Power will meet Drew Gooden and Three's Company on the half court in Brooklyn to battle for the Julius Erving Championship Trophy. Catch all the action starting at 5 Pacific on Fox or stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
The pitcher is Chris Russin as we move on to the top half of the 9th inning.
Well, we've seen Chris Russin with these Rockies be a starter. Now in the bullpen, his 38th game, high ERA. Righty's hitting in a .326 clip against the lefty Russin. Trying to keep the Padres at 3.
Looks like we're going to see both catchers bat here in the 9th inning. A.J. Ellis standing in now, and the on-deck circle is Austin Hedges. It's been a good day today for A.J. Ellis. As Ellis is 2 for 3 in the ball game, a single twice, once to right, once to left. Bounces in, evens a count of 1-1. As we mentioned, Austin Hedges waiting on deck. Ball and 2 strikes to Ellis. Jake McGee, when an inning and 2/3 retired everybody he faced. 5 Padres, 2 by way of the K. This one fouled off to the right out of play. Still 1-2. Brian Shaw is on the hook in this game. Didn't retire anybody. Gave up a hit, an inherited runner, and a run of his own. Walked a batter, didn't strike anybody out. Towards second base, and DJ LeMahieu throws out A.J. Ellis for the first out of the 9th inning. Here comes Austin Hedges with 1 down in the 9th inning. Pinch hitting for Craig Stammen, his spot in the order. Hedges had started the first 2 games of the series. Now gets into game 3 as a pinch hitter. 238, 10 homers, 27 runs batted in.
We just saw what Chris Russin does best. The lefty, he's not a hard thrower, so he tries to bury that fastball in, go soft away to the righties. Throw a lot of sinkers. Cut the fastball into the righties. Occasional changeup. He just has to mix it up and not fall into any patterns.
Two for 5 against Russin for Austin Hedges. Single and a double in his career. High strike call. 2-1.
I think that's the max you're going to see from Russin. 91 on that fastball. Or maybe 92.
Russin, 31 years old. Started the big leagues with the Chicago Cubs. And that's ball 4. Austin Hedges, a 1-out walk here in the 9th inning. So a pinch hitting appearance, and he walks. Flips over the order, and Freddie Galvis, top of the order, coming up now for San Diego. Freddie, a 1 for 4 day today. Singled back in the 5th inning. Second time in 3 games that he has led off for the Padres. Doing so today, and that was 11 home runs on the year. Homered here last night. Long home run to right field. Lines one quickly off the glove, at shortstop Story knocks it down, but a base hit, the second of the day for Freddie Galvis. Hot shot. Story could get a glove on it, but that's it. And reaching at second base is Hedges, Padres have 2 on with 1 away in the 9th inning.
This ball is struck extremely well. The infielder's playing at double play depth, and it looks like Story actually touches that ball, keeps it on the infield behind him as he dives to his right.
Looks like Aswahe is going to run at second base for Hedges. It's time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game. And it is Jose Perella driving in 2 huge runs with his single in the 7th inning, scoring Ellis, scoring Myers, and giving the Padres a 3-2 lead. Yeah, Carlos Aswahe pinch running at second base. Was called up today with the changes. Villanueva going on the DL. He takes his spot. And Aswahe runs at second. Galvis at first. And Perella chops one towards shortstop. Trevor Story flips to second for 1. On to first for 2. Big double play turned there by the Rockies. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. Padres have a 3-2 lead. Closer for the Padres. Kirby Yates into the game, trying to grab a save here for the 2nd time in the series.
Yeah, Tuesday, 4-3 victory. Kirby Yates got his save. That was number 5. He went the inning. He struck out 2, and he made short work. It was 2 strikeouts and a deep fly ball to left off the bat of Iannetta. Kirby's having a good year. And kind of a little different story. Different part of the order, as Carlos Aswahe, who pitch ran rather, will go and play second base. Different part of the order this afternoon for Kirby Yates, Don.
Has got Arenado, Story, and Parra scheduled to bat in the inning. Arenado struck out in the 1st inning, struck out in the 4th inning before hitting a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. One for 8, couple of Ks in his career against Kirby Yates. Arenado gets jammed and pops it up foul off to the right, out of play. The Yates taking over for Craig Stammen, who got the final out of the 8th inning. So far, the bullpen has been lights out. Craig Wickenter, Jose Castillo, Craig Stammen. Now it's on to Kirby Yates in the 9th inning. Bullpen hasn't allowed a hit. Look out, up and in at 94.
Well, he wants it in, and sometimes you just leave it out there a little bit. He wanted to bury the fastball in. And if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. You don't want to miss over the inner third of the plate, something you jerk out of the ballpark.
Ball 2-1. Had a splitter, but bounced it. Arenado, Story, Parra in the inning. Andy Green's team has a 1-run lead. Trying to win this series. Won game 1, lost game 2. And enjoy a 3-2 lead here into the bottom of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Splitter worked that time.
Kirby goes splitty, 2-1. Hitters count, fastball count, and that shows you the confidence in his secondary pitch. Throw it to the heart of the plate and let the ball do the work.
Arenado strikes out, and Kirby Yates gets him for the first out of the 9th inning. That's a big out right there to get Arenado, 1 down.
And he went back to the split finger fastball, but this one leaks down and in, and Arenado swings right over the top of it. That's exactly where A.J. Ellis is set up, and once again, if you're going to miss, miss on that side. Don't miss inner third, speeds up his bat, something that he can make contact with. Kirby Yates a third of the way there.
Third time today Arenado has struck out. 1 down, and it brings up Trevor Story. This guy's got 26 home runs on the year, 1 for 3 in his career against Yates. He had a double his last time up in the 6th inning. Strike 1. On a strike to Trevor Story. Kirby Yates trying to pick up his 6th save of the year. Coming in here in a 1-run game in the 9th inning. Able to strike out Arenado. Fouled off, 1-2. Good fastball right there at 96 miles an hour from Yates.
You know, with that that beard and that hair of Kirby Yates and that split finger, it's reminiscent of Bruce Sutter, known for the split finger fastball.
Reaches out and pops it up down the right field line. Jankowski coming full bore. It's going to drop for a base hit. So a single just blooped down the right field line, and Jankowski has to play it on a hop, tying run at first with 1 down in the 9th inning.
As this ball is hit, let's check out where Travis is playing. He's playing over towards line. Long sprint, long sprint. You know, I'm thinking, here's what I'm just thinking. He lets that ball drop right rather than dive for it. If he dives for it and that ball kicks by him, he goes into scoring position. You'd rather play it safe, let that ball drop, and keep that first base. Just one way of thinking right there.
1 down, tying run at first. Gerardo Parra stands in. Popped up foul off to the left, out of play. Parra took over defensively in left field for Matt Holliday, who has returned today to the Rockies. Was 0 for 3. Parra in his career against Yates is 0 for 2.
In 348 bats this year, he's grounded into only 5 double plays.
Throw to first, and back to the bag is Story safely. The Rockies starting the day, a game and a half back of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona off today. Padres have a 3-2 lead with 1 out in the 9th inning. 0-1 coming to Parra. Runner goes at first. The pitch is a strike. Throw down there. Not going to be in time. Easily stolen by Trevor Story. Tying run in scoring position with 1 down.
You can almost smell that one coming. Check out the leg kick from Kirby Yates. It's kind of an abbreviated slide step, quick front side for Kirby, and then the ball by A.J. Ellis thrown on the shortstop side of second base. Story getting into scoring position.
1 out, runner at second. Parra with a count of 1-1. Yates with a gander at second, and his pitch is swung on and fouled off. Go the center fielder over towards left center. Gap out in right center field for Parra. Yates backs off here. Head of the count 0-2.
Boy, if there's ever a time the infielder's got to dive and get dirty, prevent that ball from getting to the outfield on a grounder, it's right here.
Parra slices it foul. Still 0-2. Up and away, 1-2. Not close. Yates has thrown 13 pitches, 10 for strikes so far. Trevor Story, the tying run at second base with 1 down. In the dirt, blocked by Ellis. Nicely done. No advance for Story at second base.
Mentioned about the infielders diving, keeping in front of him. How about A.J. Ellis? This pitch is yanked in the left-handed batter's box. A.J. does a great job. It looks like this ball may have hit the knee guard, right?
Yeah.
Almost looked like a sacrifice bunt out in front of home plate. And Kirby Yates pounced all over it. Boy, I would have to say that ball bounced the Padres' way right there.
Story with his leadoff second. 2-2 the count to Parra. In the dirt again, blocked by Ellis. So it goes from 0-2 to 3-2.
Looks like another split from Kirby. Almost the same spot. And A.J. deadens that one with his glove and recovers it nicely.
Yates working very deliberately here in the 9th inning. Gander at second. 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Parra. 2 down. Huge strikeout right there for Yates. 2 away in the 9th inning.
How do you know a pitcher has confidence in a certain pitch? How about the split finger 2 prior to this pitch? In the dirt, A.J. Ellis smothers and recovers. This one for a strike. Huge out for Kirby Yates.
So 2 down, and it is up to Ian Desmond now for the Rockies. 0 for 3 today. He has struck out, lined out, last time up, grounded back to the mound. Trevor Story, the tying run at second base for the Rockies. 2 down in the 9th inning. Desmond will take ball 1. Post pitch.
It's right at the knees. We've seen it a couple times both ways. Rockies pitching and Padres pitching kind of got squeezed on that knee-high strike.
Desmond to left field. Renfroe going back. It's up and it's gone. It's a walk-off 2-run home run for Ian Desmond, his 20th of the year. With 2 down in the 9th inning, the Rockies walk it off. Kirby Yates had just struck out Gerardo Parra, and things were looking up for the Padres. But Desmond, with his 20th home run of the year, it's a 2-run shot, and the Rockies win in walk-off style. Take 2 out of 3 from the Padres.
Splitter left middle in. He wanted it down and away. Speeds up the bat in the strike zone of Ian Desmond. And there's your walk-off.
So in dramatic fashion today, the Rockies with a walk-off win, Ian Desmond with a home run, and they win this thing 4-3, win the series as well. It's time for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?